Hello, all. Hope you all are again doing fine and you are continuously reading our past syllables, the notes which we give on banking law. So, we would only be needing few more classes before we wind up our syllabus. So, in case you have any doubts with regard to our previous syllabus, please feel free to get back to me for any doubts. You do have my email ID. So today we are going to take the concept of endorsements. Okay, excuse me. Endorsement in simple words only refers to signing behind the instrument. The most important feature of any negotiable instrument is its transferability. So, whenever there's any negotiable instrument, you can sign behind that. You can sign behind that, and you can start make it transferable. So let's take up the meaning. When the holder or the maker of any negotiable instrument signs on the face, back, or on a separate slip of paper, or uh, uh, signs the same on a stamped paper, intends to be completed, which is negotiable, the maker is said to be endorsing the instrument. The negotiable instrument can be endorsed by the drawer, maker, holder, or payee of the instrument. A person who makes the endorsement is called the endorser, and the person to whom the endorsement is made is called the endorsee. The very basic meaning is once you have a negotiable instrument, you can sign behind it, tell it that this has been endorsed, this has been transferred, this has been assigned to any other third party. It's a plain meaning of what is an endorsement. Under Negotiable Instrument Act, Section 15 defines endorsement as under when the maker or holder of a negotiable instrument signs the same, otherwise than as such maker, for the purpose of negotiation on the back or face thereof or on a slip of paper annexed thereto, or so signs for the same purpose a stamped paper intended to be completed as negotiable instrument, he is said to have endorsed the same. When the holder signs an instrument with an intention to negotiate it, it is called endorsement. A simple signature of the holder of a negotiable instrument without any additional words constitutes a valid endorsement. The endorsement confers the property in the instrument to the endorsee with the right to further negotiation. So, the endorsee has a right to further go on transferring the said negotiable instrument till the date of maturity. Essentials of valid endorsement. The endorsement should be written on the instrument itself and must be signed by the endorser. The signature of the endorser is sufficient. The endorsement written on an allonge, that is an annexed, which is called an annonge, is considered as a part of the negotiable instrument. The holder or maker must sign it. A stranger must not endorse any negotiable instrument or has no right to endorse any negotiable instrument. The endorsement must be on the entire instrument. Partial endorsement does not operate as negotiation of the instrument. An endorsement which purports to transfer the endorsee part of the payable amount or which implies to transfer the instrument to two or more endorsees exclusively is known as partial endorsements. So same negotiable instrument can be transferred partially between two people. Say for example, there's an amount of 50,000, a promissory note of 50,000, then the endorser has a right to endorse rupees 20,000 in favor of one person and keep 30,000 with himself. Okay. A negotiable instrument payable to two or more payees or endorsees who are not partners all must endorse the instrument unless the one endorsee has the authority to act on behalf of others. If the payee or endorsee has wrongly designated or made a mistake in his name, he should sign the same as in the instrument. When two or more endorsements are made on an instrument and each is deemed to have been made in the order that appears on the instrument unless the contrary is proved, an endorsement may be made in a particular or a blank. It may also be restrictive endorsement. So signature should be ink and not by pencil or rubber stamp. These are basic hygiene factors. No particular words are necessary to develop a contractual relationship between endorser and endorsee. So it's not necessary that you need to. What you can do is just sign on behind the negotiable instrument and put in that person's name, or you can draw a blank and put in that person's name. All of them are essential features of a valid endorsement. Kinds of endorsement: endorsement in blank, sorry, when the endorser just puts his signature without writing the name of any specific person above his signature is a blank endorsement, which is valid. Endorsement in full, which is an endorser writes the full name of a specific person above his signature. This is endorsement in full. Restrictive endorsement: an endorsement which restricts the holder of negotiable instrument from further endorsement is called restrictive endorsement. When an endorsement is restricted or prohibited for further negotiation of a negotiable instrument, it is known as restrictive endorsement. The endorsement may be by express terms restrict or exclude the right to pay or negotiate the endorsee or to receive its contents for the endorser or for any other specified person. So this is restrictive endorsement, whereby you restrict the further transferability of the negotiable instrument. You put in such words like only Mr. A can claim the amount on the date of maturity. Only the endorsee's name specifically stated can go to the bank and receive the payment. So all of these are forms of restrictive endorsements. Partial endorsement: when when one endorses a negotiable instrument only for the part of the amount as against the full amount, they are partial endorsements. Legally, such partial endorsements are not valid. Conditional endorsements: if the endorser of a negotiable instrument makes his liability or the right of endorsee to receive the due amount by express words dependent on happening of a specified event, although such event may never happen, it is called a conditional endorsement. He may make his liability on the conditional happening of a particular event. He will not be liable to the particular holder of the event specified does not take place to the instrument even before the particular event takes place. So, this is what we regard as conditional endorsement. Unconditional endorsement: an unconditional endorsement followed by unconditional delivery has the effect of complete transfer of property to the endorsee. The endorsee has a right to further negotiate or transfer the said negotiable instrument. Effect of endorsement: this is crisp. What are the effects of various kind of endorsement? Firstly, blank endorsement, meaning is signature without writing any instructions. So the effect of the same is instrument becomes payable to the bearer, that is who's holding the negotiable instrument, can be converted into full by writing the name of a particular person above his signature. Second, endorsement in full: when the endorser writes the name of person to whom to pay above signatures. Such endorsement followed by an endorsement is in blank. So we have seen the meaning. The effect of the same is instrument becomes payable to the endorsee. Paying bank discharged when paid on the basis of regular endorsement. Restrictive, we have seen the meaning already. The effect of the same is endorsee can obtain payment but cannot endorse the negotiable instrument further. The transferability gets stopped. Partial, when it is not for full amount, it is not a valid negotiation. Such check payments cannot be made where there is partial endorsement. Conditional, when condition is imposed, in that case, the paying bank, not to ensure compliance of condition binds the endorser and endorsee only. So there is no the effect of the same is there is no liability on the bank with respect to see if the condition is completed or not, or condition precedent is completed or not. It is absolute. Then sans recourse, the meaning of this is when the endorser withdraws his liability by specifically willing so. It means endorser not liable if check dishonored, it cannot be recovered from him. So this is in brief the effect of what is an endorsement, the effect of endorsements. So your assignment is quickly analyze the definition of endorsement and the various kinds of endorsement. Please keep in mind the legal effects of the same while you're discussing, and it is provide detailed in notes. So please refer to the notes while you're preparing for the same. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful time ahead. Thank you so much.